again, this is actually where it gets interesting because you're reading like, I don't know, a 4,000-year-old piece of literature, and the emotions and sort of Gilgamesh's realization of death and his own mortality and what it really means to mourn someone that you love is actually beautiful. Like, you could cry reading this entire passage. I'll share you just a couple lines that I thought were amazing. The very end of this sort of moment where he's like holding his dead friend and doesn't want to believe that he's dead. He says this: "All the people of Eridu weep for you, Enkidu. Those who brought grain for your eating mourn for you now. Who rubbed oil on your back mourn for you now. Who poured beer for your drinking mourn for you now." Pour one out for the homies. Respect. "The harlot who anointed you with fragrant ointment lament for you now. The woman of the palace who brought you a wife, the chosen ring of advice, lament for you now. And the young men, your brothers, as though they were women, go, long hair, in mourning. What is the sleep which holds you now? You are lost in the dark and cannot hear me." I mean, it's actually beautiful. Like, it's written in like an amazing, like, it's, and apparently like rhymed. It had like a certain specific type of like ABBA rhyme scheme in the original Akkadian. It's just beautiful. You actually read it and you're like, oh wow. And this is a turning point in the story. This is the moment that Gilgamesh fully realizes that he's a human being, that he can die, that he's not purely a god, that he's not destined to, roam in the heavens forever, that his time will come. And this has a major effect on Gilgamesh. And as he's delivering his laments for Enkidu, he calls upon everyone in the universe and all the plants and trees to mourn his friend. He recalls their adventures together. He tears his hair and his clothes in grief. He gets a statue built for him. He gives gifts to his treasury to ensure Enkidu has a favorable reception of the realm of the dead. A great banquet is held where treasures are offered to the gods in the netherworld. Like, this has taken a toll. And if you've ever lost someone in your life, even if it's a friend, family member, that feeling of loss, the pain that you feel, is maybe the most human feeling you could ever feel, as it's written in literally the oldest piece of literature ever found. So what happens to our hero Gilgamesh? He's had this moment where he's changed forever. Tablet 9 opens with Gilgamesh roaming, wearing wild skins, grieving for Enkidu. Now, afraid of his own death, Gilgamesh decides to speak with Utnapishtim and learn the secrets of eternal life. Why does he go to Utnapishtim? Well, Utnapishtim and his wife are the only couple of humans artificially created by the gods who were allowed to survive the great floods. So, this is again where people draw some, parallels with the Bible and the Abrahamic religions. Gilgamesh crosses a mountain pass at night and encounters a pride of lions. Before sleeping, he prays for protection to the moon god. Then, waking from an encouraging dream, he kills the lions and uses their skins for clothing. After a long and perilous journey, Gilgamesh arrives at the twin peaks of Mount Mashu in the western end of the earth. He comes across a tunnel of the sun god Shamash, which no man has ever entered, guarded by two scorpion monsters who appear to be a married couple. That's a detail that I don't know even really what that means. How do you know these scorpions are married? Why can't they just be two regular, different gendered scorpions? Like, I need to figure out why they're like, no, they're obviously they're married. Like, they were just arguing the whole time. He was like, "Where do you want to eat?" She was like, "I don't know." Like, they're just standing at the gates. The husband tries to dissuade Gilgamesh from passing, but the wife intervenes, expresses empathy for Gilgamesh, and allows his passage. Entering the tunnel's gates, he follows the path of Shamash in total darkness, and manages to reach the eastern exit within 12 double hours. So, 24 hours. Just before he would have been caught up by the sun god, burning him alive. Astonished, he enters the marvelous garden of the gods, a paradise in which trees full of delicious jewels grow. Gilgamesh goes and meets with an alewife, a barkeeper, the wife of a brewer. Her name's Siduri. And she's in her pub, just hanging out, doing her thing. And at first, she assumes that he would be a murderer or a thief because of his disheveled appearance, but Gilgamesh tells her the purpose of his journey. I'm looking for immortality. She attempts to dissuade him, just to say, hey, be happy, but sends him to Ur-Sanabi, the ferrymen who will help him cross the sea to see Utnapishtim to gain immortality. Gilgamesh, out of a rage, destroys the stone charms that Ur-Sanabi keeps with him. Gilgamesh tells his story But when he asks for help, Urshanabi informs him that he's just destroyed the objects to help them cross the waters of death. Gilgamesh, you absolute idiot. You destroyed the thing that's going to get you across. He's sabotaging his own self because he can't control his emotions over and over again. Gilgamesh, you absolute moron. So maybe the best quote from the entire Epic of Gilgamesh comes from Siduri as she's standing there and she tries to explain to Gilgamesh that he should stop on his quest to find Utnapishtim and, gain immortality and live forever and be sort of, known as a god across the lands. This is what she says. Now, Gilgamesh, let your belly be full. Be happy day and night. Of each day, make a party. Dance in circles day and night. Let your clothes be sparkling clean. Let your head be clean. Wash yourself with water. Attend to the little ones who hold your hand. Let a wife delight in your embrace. This is the true task of mankind. There you have it. 4,000-year-old wisdom, basically to say, hey, tend to your garden. Dance, drink a little, take care of your kids. They say the true delight of your embrace with your wife is little romance. Cracking open your wife every now and again. That's basically what it's saying. And it's interesting, even just saying wife is like, take care of your wife, tend to your wife, not to say, Gilgamesh, find a girl and have sex with. Like, it's about the divine bond between two people that have devoted their lives to each other. It's kind of interesting, right? Like, as human beings change, time goes by, like, all of this advice would still hold up, right? Like, you'd be some dude trying to, raise $1 billion for some tech startup, and you go to like some old wise dude and you're like, what do I do? And they'd be like, hey, just be happy day and night, party, dance in circles at nighttime, clean yourself, wash yourself, like take care of your body, take care of your kids, hold on to the little ones who hold your hand, and just be good to your wife, enjoy time with her. This is really what it's all about. It's like super profound. You read this and you're like, this is amazing. Like, yeah, that's exactly what we all should be doing. And even then, they had this concept of like, yeah, this is what life is all about. So Gilgamesh hears this and he goes, all right, I'm still going to go see Utnapishtim and gain immortality because he doesn't want to die. He's terrified. He just saw his friend Enkidu die. He's like, I don't want that. All right, I'm going to live forever. Don't even worry about it. Urshanabi basically says, all right, cut down 120 trees, fashion them into punting poles. When they reach the island where Utnapishtim lives, Gilgamesh recounts his story, asking him for help. Utnapishtim reprimands him, declaring that fighting the common fate of human is futile and diminishes life's joy. Again, just a beautiful kind of look at the ancient view of mortality. Like, hey, you're not going to live forever. Trying to fight this is an absolute fool's errand. Just accept it. Especially now, you see a lot of people in like the transhumanist movement that are all about like, hey, let's just live forever. And even 4,000 years ago, they were like, hey, this is, you get one shot, you get one go around, and who knows how long it is. 40 years, 50 years, maybe 100 if you're feeling nice. Just enjoy it. Take care of your kids. Live. Gilgamesh observes that Utnapishtim seems no different from himself and asks him how he obtained his immortality. This is what Utnapishtim shares with him, and tell me what you notice. Utnapishtim explains that the gods decided to send a flood. To save Utnapishtim, the god Enki told him to build a boat. He gave him precise dimensions, and it was sealed with pitch and bitumen. His entire family went aboard together with the craftsmen and all the animals of the field. A violent storm then arose, which caused the terrified gods to retreat to the heavens. Ishtar lamented the wholesale destruction of humanity, and the other gods wept beside her. Ishtar would. It's a horny broad trying to get absolutely piped. She's like, oh no, look at all these hot guys dying. I don't trust Ishtar. The storm lasted 6 days and nights, after which all the human beings turned to clay. Utnapishtim weeps when he sees the destruction. His boat lodges in Mount Nemush, and he releases a dove, a swallow, and a raven. When the raven fails to return, he opens the ark and frees its inhabitants. Utnapishtim offers a sacrifice to the gods, who smell the sweet savor and gather around. Ishtar vows that just as she will never forget the brilliant necklace that hangs around her neck, she will always remember this time When Enlil arrives, angry that there are survivors, she condemns him for instigating the flood. Enki also castigates him for sending a disproportionate punishment. Enlil blesses Utnapishtim and his wife and rewards them with eternal life. The main point of this section is just to illustrate that Enlil wanted to grant Utnapishtim with eternal life. That was sort of his gift. As if to demonstrate this point, Utnapishtim challenges Gilgamesh to stay awake for 6 days and 7 nights. Gilgamesh falls asleep, and Utnapishtim instructs his wife to bake a loaf of bread on each of the days that he is asleep so that he cannot deny his failure to keep awake. Gilgamesh, who is seeking to overcome death, cannot even conquer sleep. Those seem like different things, but whatever. After instructing Urshanabi, the ferryman, to wash Gilgamesh and clothe him in royal robes, they depart for Uruk. As they are leaving, Utnapishtim's wife asks her husband to offer a parting gift. Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh that at the bottom of the sea lives a boxthorn-like plant that will make him young again. Imagine this. Right at the very end, Gilgamesh, despite learning everything and understanding what immortality really brings, how to get it, what it means to the people that have it, that he doesn't actually really need it, he finds out that there's a plant that will make him young again. Gilgamesh, by binding stones to his feet so he can walk on the bottom, manages to obtain the plant. Gilgamesh proposes to investigate if the plant has the hypothesized rejuvenation ability by testing it on an old man once he returns to Uruk. When Gilgamesh stops to bathe, the plant is stolen by a serpent who sheds its skin as it departs. Gilgamesh weeps at the futility of his effort because he has now lost all chance of immortality. He returns to Uruk, where the sight of its massive walls prompts him to praise this enduring work to Urshanabi. Those are the original 11 tablets of the Epic of Gilgamesh.